Welcome one and all to another live stream of Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Last part we were doing a lot of side quests, and this part we will be finally making our way onto the third dungeon. I've got the animals around me. I've got two of the cats and a dog sat with me while I record. We'll see if this works out alright or if they cause chaos, but hopefully it'll be alright. So first things first, before we jump into all the dungeon stuff, I have off screen grinded out the rupees to finally be able to get our 5,000 rupee heart piece. I decided to get almost all of them, except for just a couple of rupees, so I can just quickly go grab some rupees and then get that reward. So I'm just going to go for the 100 rupee chest. And, yep. It didn't take too long, I just killed the bird a bunch of times off screen after the stream. But yeah, I've decided as well to do a stream sooner rather than later, because I've got the free time today. I figure I want to try and get this third dungeon done, because while I'm very into playing Majora's Mask right now, because the third dungeon is one a lot of people hate. A lot of people do not like this dungeon, but I don't mind it. I think it is a bit tricky compared to the first two, but once you start working your way around it, it's not too bad. But this is the infamous water dungeon of the game that people hate. I personally think the 3D Zelda game before this, so Ocarina of Time, had a way worse water dungeon than this one, as I've grown to quite enjoy this one actually a little bit. But before we go to the dungeon, I've got a lot of bits and pieces that need to be set up, because there's very big side quests that I want to do in this dungeon, and you'll understand as we go along. So first things first, let's deposit our rupees. And as you see here, we have 4,992 rupees. So I'm going to just deposit 8 rupees. And let's see. 5,000 rupees. What's this? You've already saved up 5,000 rupees? Well, little guy, I can't take any more deposits. Sorry, but this is all I can give you. And there we go. We got a piece of heart. Right, well, the dog's decided to go. Bye, Barbara. You can sit in here if you want. No? Okay, she's going downstairs. Barbara's our big dog we've got. She was just sat up here with me, but she's decided to move away. Still got Gary and Ian the cats though, sat around here. But yeah, so before I go off and do the dungeon, we've got that couple mask that we want to make use of, because there's a reward we can get with that. Just quickly flick through the notebook. As you can see, the mayor is the only character in here who doesn't have a stamp, meaning he's the only character we haven't done this side quest of in the clock town. So we'll be looking into that. But I think the first big thing I want to do is we're going to head off to Snowhead. Head off to Snowhead. Yeah. Yeah. Because we've got a very important thing we need to do to set all of this up. Now this won't be like last part where we do one full 3-day cycle for bits before we do the dungeon. I've just got to do some setup for this dungeon because of a specific side quest that I need to do. Sorry, just getting my microphone stood up a bit better. Now that I've got more space on the bed. I think that's... It just keeps falling. Hang on. Yeah. Come on, Mike. Is that better? No, that's gonna keep falling. Oh, bear with me, people. Just got this microphone drooping on me. Bits popping up on my computer. No, I don't want that. No, I don't want that. Should still be alright, volume wise, because I am right next to my microphone. Alright. Now, we need to go into the second dungeon. But I also need to be a Goron for this. If you remember. What was the tune? What was the tune? Yeah, I remember it. I had to just muscle memory that. So we play the Goron Lullaby. You don't need to use the Lens of Truth. Just as long as you play the Lullaby as a Goron. And we're going to go back into the second dungeon again, because in order to do a certain side quest, we need the mountain village area to be springtime. And that only happens after you beat the second boss in a cycle. And every time you go back in time, the the area will go back to how it was before you fixed everything in that time cycle. So Snowhead, for example, will still be stuck in wintertime. I'll just take our time here. Oh. Right. Now I want to just go up here. Stop rolling there. Right. Now I need to go all the way up this bit again. I'm not going to roll, because I got plenty of hearts. Although I would like to punch them, but it's not letting me. Bonk! There we go. Ooh, magic, I'll take that. Ooh, do I... Think about this now. Do I want to get magic? I don't think I need magic too much in this next dungeon. I think there's plenty of top-up things. Nah, I'll do it. I'll do this special other thing in the last dungeon. It'll make more sense when we get there. But anyway, since we've already beat the boss, this is what happens when you come into a dungeon. Ye who hold my remains, return to the appointed place to face me. So you might be like, oh god, you gotta go through the whole dungeon again. No, thankfully, they thought of this when they realised that you may need to refight bosses to clear up areas. And so, as long as you've beat the boss once, you can you're allowed to teleport straight to the boss room, which is a major help, especially for this boss, because we need to fight this one again. This is the only boss, though, in the game, I believe, where you really need to do 2 tracks through, unless, obviously, you missed something from one of the other quests. Alright. I forgot to grab arrows. Please tell me there's some arrows in one of these chests. Yes, there is. Good. I was going to say, there better be arrows, because wouldn't get far otherwise. So, once again, we need fire arrows. This is going to be basically the same boss fight again. As we had last time we got. So, just bear with me. I'm doing this first because this is easily the longest side thing I need to do before... well, it's one of the longer ones before the dungeon. And I need to do this to do the side quest that I need to do in the dungeon. Now, what I'm going to do... I'm going to try fight him different this time. I'm going to just use arrows. Let's see how it goes. Okay, nope. If I don't like it, I'll change my mind on just fight him as the Goron. Oh, come on. Really? Now he should be back around here again. I don't really like doing this method to fight him because I find it's very slow compared to doing the other way of fighting him. Like, you see I got a hit there, but you gotta do a lot of hits to do anything in this fight if you fight him this way. So it's pretty slow. It's less involved, is my thing about this. I'm gonna wait and see if he comes around. Yep. Oh, yeah, see, I'm just not... Not only am I not good at this way of fighting him, but it's just not very fun either. Nah. Forget it. I'm just going to fight him normal. This is going to just take way too long if I do it this way. Because I'm not... I've done it before, and it's just so... meh. It's very dull. So we're just going to go around and crash into him when he shows up. There he is. Yeah. Come on, goat. I'm hoping all that practice doing the Goron racing will help. Like I say, you can shoot arrows, as I showed, but it's very awkward because of the way you've got to do it. You basically have to just stand in one place and just sort of pick shots when he runs past you, or wait until he's stood still and shoot him from across the corridor. And honestly, I don't like it. It's very awkward. Whereas this method feels like this is how the boss was made, and this is the fun way to fight him. Is the intended way. Oh, what? Okay. I don't really have any time things in this besides not wanting to take too long before I do the dungeon. So... Georg! Oh, come on. Okay, I'm doing really bad here. I'm so sorry. Come on. Roll. Roll. Yeah, despite, you know, it can be finicky in this boss, it's still my favourite boss in this game and one of my top Zelda bosses, because I just love how it feels when you really roll at him. Okay, no. Oh, that's interesting. I never knew you clang with him if you do your last attack. Yeah, you can see though, he's starting to... electricity is coming out of him, which means we're getting somewhere in this fight. Like I said, this is the longest thing in this cycle I need to do, because we gotta kill him again. Everything else will take a bit of time, but it shouldn't be too bad, assuming I do things properly. It's just a couple of bits before we focus this part on the dungeon itself. But I'm not doing this dungeon without doing this side quest, because if I do that, we'll have to do the whole dungeon again, and I'd rather not. And it's not like Goat where, it's alright, we'll just fight the boss again. No, you have to do the whole dungeon again if you don't do the side quest, because the thing we need from it is... Oh, come on, I almost had that. The thing I need to do is right in the middle of the third dungeon, which makes it really awkward to get to, and it's why this is a side quest I recommend doing as soon as you go towards the third dungeon. Come on. Fly at him. Okay, I just went right into that bomb. No. Come on, go. I didn't expect you to take this long. Can we get over? Oh, that lucky shot. We were about to hit him there as well. So, it looks a bit annoying, but trust me, this fight's a lot more fun than it looks. Like, the way the Goron rolls just feels so good when you do stuff like that, curving around. There's also a boss I feel like it really rewards you for being good with the Goron rolling. Because you can do a lot of really cool movement like that. Oh, into him, into him. Yeah! Yeah! There we go. That was a great way to end it. Yeah. But the point of doing this is just to beat the boss and get the area back to normal. So we want to get it to springtime. Which way is he? Oh, should be over this way. Yeah, there he is. Top up my health. Well, not my health, my magic. Now, thankfully, we don't have to watch any big long cutscene. This just takes us back out to Mountain Village, where now it is springtime. But we've done all that so that this frog will be here. I showed this frog off earlier in the playthrough, but let's talk to him again. I've been waiting for you, Don Gero. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but it looks like you've lost a little weight. As you can see, Don Gero, the long winter has ended and spring has finally come to these mountains. Let us begin our chorus. Oh my. Unfortunately, it seems not all of our members have gathered. Perhaps it is because winter was too long? They must not have realized that spring has come to the mountains. And when the great Don Gero has come for us too, what a pity. Where in the world could the other members be, and what could they be doing? Okay. So the point of that is just to tell us we gotta go find the other frogs. Which is fine. Like I say, I wanna just grab bits, because I haven't actually topped myself up for this next dungeon. But I will need plenty of bombs, arrows, and other things. Well, actually, no, we don't really need bombs for this next dungeon. It's mostly arrows. But before I leave the Snowy Mountains, there's one chest that I left because we didn't have the means to get it last time we had this area in springtime. But now we have the Zora mask, and with all this water around here, there is a underwater chest we can go and grab right here. It's a very cheeky little chest that they sneakily hide until under the ice, and you can only get this when it's springtime. But there you go. So I've already got 2. So that's 2 heart pieces in one session within 20 minutes. And about half of that time has just been fighting a goat. But alright, let us go to Clocktown now. Because it's time to use that couple mask for its one and only purpose in the whole game. So we want to go to East Clocktown, and we're going to go to the mayor's office now that it's past 10 AM. I'm going to show off the cutscene again just to get the full context of what I'm going to do. So we're going to pop into we're going to go to the mayor's office now. Open the door. And get some unique music. Most of the townsfolk already have taken shelter without waiting for the mayor's orders. The only ones left are public servants and committee members. Mr. Mayor and Carnival Committee members, please order those who remain to evacuate. Well... You cowards! Do you actually believe the moon will fall? The confused townsfolk simply caused a panic by believing this ridiculous, groundless theory. The soldiers couldn't prevent the panic, but outside the town walls is where the danger is. You want answers? The answer is that the carnival should not be cancelled. Isn't that right, Mr. Mayor? Well... Are you serious, Muto? It seems that giant hunk of rock above us hasn't caught your eye. At this time every year we are overrun by tourists, so why is the town empty? Clearly it's your job to ensure the carnival's operation, but that's if people are here for it. Don't drag the merchants and soldiers into this. If the soldiers wish to run, then run, Viscon. We councilmen will stick to tradition. This carnival will be a success. I've never heard of a defense unit abandoning its town. Madame Aroma would surely say the same thing, wouldn't she, Mayor Deter? Let's not bring my wife into this. Alright, so we got two sides arguing between should they do the carnival or should everyone evacuate. But if we put the couple mask on... Oh! Ah! Ah! The couple's mask. What a nice reminder. So, a young couple has been married. I wonder, did my wife flee? What? What did you just say? Yes, yes, everyone. We are all worried for our families. Why don't we end this meeting? But, Mr. Mayor... This will do. Whether you're stubborn and will stay on guard your family, or you prefer to run far away and seek shelter, that is for people to decide on their own. Thank you for allowing me to put an end to all that pointless bickering. Adults are all so stubborn, it is shameful. Here's a token of my gratitude. And there we go. 3 pieces. Well, I may be unreliable, Mayor, but at least my family could depend on me. I want to protect my wife. Hello, B. And there you go. Just like that, we are all done. Captain Viscon! The Mayor's orders are absolute, so the gate guards are still standing by. Standing by, cripes. I think this is a mistake here, because, you know, wearing the couple's mask lets you, like, calms that down and says make your own choice. It's just interesting they say, no, I'm going to stay, and it's like, okay. But we've kind of solved the problem. But oh well. We've done with that. So, before I leave Clocktown, there is one more thing I need to do. And it involves the Dongero mask. Because you may remember, if you've been watching throughout the series, there's been a little froggy in the middle of town that I have not done anything with since the start of the game. And he's been there, hopping along. So, what say we finally get that frog to go back to the mountains? So, to do this you need the Dongero mask. And defeating Goat will put him straight there, otherwise he won't go to the mount. He'll just disappear until you've defeated Goat and made the mountain springtime. Ah, Dongero, it has been so long. What has brought you all this way? Could it be, has spring finally come to the mountains? That look, it is true. Winter was so long that I began to lose all hope. I understand, I shall head for the mountains immediately. And there you go. So now what we need to do is go find the other frogs. So, you saw there was 4 lily pads, and that's one of them done. But there's still 3 more frogs to go. So first place we want to go is the Southern Swamp. You don't have to do this in any particular order. I'm just going for the ones that are easiest to get. And then I'm ending on the 2 hardest ones. Because there's 2 that are tied to mini-bosses. And one of those mini-bosses, if you haven't guessed by now, is in the 3rd dungeon. And the other one is in the 1st dungeon. You may remember the little frog boss we fought at the start of the game. Well, it turns out he is actually a cursed frog who was turned evil. And so we have to free him by defeating him in battle again. Not by jumping off lily pads the wrong way. And then we'll get him to go back to the mountains. Oh, come on. Yeah. This is one of the more well-known side quests because of how frustrating it can be. Just with all the places you have to go and all the things you have to do for it. I'm not a big fan of this, despite my love of frogs. Oh god, no, 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 no! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Calm down, Link. There you go. But yeah, I don't like this side quest because it's very easy to mess up, and I feel like it's just a lot of busy work for what could have been a really simple side quest, where they could have... This is one of the moments where I think they should have been very lenient on the time travel mechanic, and just let you get them at any point you see them, and then as you go through the game, maybe recruit them. Like, wouldn't it have been cool if we got the Majora mask from this first frog here, or even the frog in Clocktown, and we collect more and more of them as we go through the game, and it's just this little thing that you just keep track of. Like, you just do it, and then they just stay there for the rest of the game until you find the last one. I feel like they could have just saved the frogs there, because, I don't know, I feel like this way is just very... It just feels really pointless. Also, I'm skipping the dialogue, because they all say the exact same thing, the frogs. I figured I'd show the first one. But yeah, so that's one frog done. And now we've got to go into Woodfall. Which, this is the other thing about the side quest. Not only is it a long side quest, not only do you have to make sure that you do it all in one time cycle, or else they all go back and you have to restart it. But to make matters worse, you even have to go through 2 dungeons. Oh, come on. Do-do-do-do. Sometimes you just have to play it slow when it doesn't want to read it. Alright, so play the Sonata of Awakening. And that opens Woodfall back up. Now here we don't want to use the warp point to the first dungeon boss, because that'll make it where we can't go and get the frog until... So we gotta actually ignore it and go through the dungeon. This is probably the second longest one to get, but it's not so bad compared to the one in the third dungeon, because the location of the mini-boss is actually quite early in the dungeon. It's just you needed arrows to get to it last time. Yeah, so if you stand on that pillar of light there, you'll go into the boss. But we don't want to do that. Don't worry about the stray fairies as well. As long as you've got the reward once, you don't ever have to do them again. And you won't get... You can't, like, keep getting the same reward again and again. I think they just give you, like, a heart or something for doing it again. So, just going to ignore all the chests, all the bits and pieces, all the fairies, and just go after this mini-boss. Since I've already done everything in Woodfall. Alright. Now what I want to do is... Actually, can I do this in... I'm going to see if I can do this in a quicker way. Using fire arrows. Yeah, so we don't have to go through like half the dungeon anymore, because we have the way to get through this quicker. And I immediately missed the jump. Great. That's fine. We'll go from the bottom floor. It doesn't matter whether we're on the top or bottom floor for this. We just need to get to the right room. This room. Luckily though, by doing that first, we've cleared the water up, so we don't have to use the Deku form to skip over here. We'll want regular arrows, and we'll want the Deku mask. And I'm going to need to shoot that. Again, all the chests just have what they had last time when we come here. So that'll just have like the key and things if you really want to go do the dungeon again. I need to use the Deku mask. I'm going to wait till it goes back up again, because the mini-boss is just through there. Just through this room over here. There he is. Now this should go a bit quicker this time, because we have much stronger weaponry. I also want to just grab my fire arrows to try and kill him a bit quicker. Now this time I'm gonna fight the boss normally. Last time I was showing that you can fight him with bombs, but I want to do this the proper way now. Which I don't remember if I did it right. I think I fought him by using bombs last time. Oh my god, if the flower will let me in. I keep missing. There we go. That's what we need. Pop that off. Lock onto him. I'm gonna shoot you a fire arrow. Actually, can I now do this with just a blast mask afterwards? I'm gonna see if I can combo this with a blast mask. Yes, we can. Oh, that's really cool. This is what I love about Majora's Mask. All the little bits you can learn. Oh my god, come on. Stay still, you stupid frog! Yeah! Yeah, fire arrows rip this guy apart, so I definitely recommend them. We don't care about anything else in this room. We just want the frog. So you pop on your Majora mask after you defeat the boss. And unfortunately, he still says the same thing here. But there we go. So he's gone. And now, we have done everything we needed to do before the boss. Before the third dungeon. We've got the couple mask heart piece. We've got the rupee heart piece. We've got that little underwater heart piece. And we have set up the Majora side quest. So all we got to do now is beat the third dungeon. So I think, with no further delays, we should just go for it. I've got everything I need. We want to go to Zora Cape. We've got the song to let us enter the third dungeon, which we got from the little tadpoles that taught us the song when we first got to Great Bay and rescued the eggs. The Zora eggs. But yeah. Now, in here, let's grab a fairy in a bottle. Because you never know when you may need one. I hope he doesn't fly away. Yeah. And there you go. So, when you're good and ready for the dungeon, you want to have the ocarina on. Grab your Zora mask. And I'd also grab a hook shot. Have the hook shot as your third item. Pop your Zora mask on. If you try to talk to Lulu, she won't speak. That sad face is trying to tell you something. You can see it in her expression. But if you pop out your ocarina, I forgot how the song goes. Wait. Yeah! Do-do-do. Yeah, I'm just trying to feel it out. You played the new wave bossa nova. And that gets her to open up. Just gonna grab a drink. And doing so, playing the song wakes up the turtle. Our one and only way into the dungeon. Yeah, I slept quite well. I was just realized this when I opened my eyes. The passing of days is quite quick, isn't it, Lulu? Yes, Lulu, it's nothing to be surprised at. Although my eyes were closed in sleep, I still see everything that occurs in this ocean. It seems Lulu is confused. Regrettably, there is no time for idle conversation. Now then, proud Zora warrior. The open seas of Great Bay have need of your might. Quickly, climb onto my back. Alright. Let's talk to Lulu first. Mikau, what's going on? And my voice? What happened to me? Who are you? Mikau, where's Mikau? Where's Mikau? Where's Mikau? Okay, so I want to get close enough to hook shot onto the back. Once we do this, we will be taken straight to the third dungeon. So just make sure you've got everything you need. But yeah. But we're good and ready, and I think it's time to finally tackle the dungeon everyone dreads, the Great Bay Temple. Which I don't think is as bad as other people say, but we'll go into it as we start the dungeon. But first, pirates. Womp womp. And yet, for some reason, just being on top of a turtle prevents it from blowing us away. But welcome everyone to the Great Bay Temple. Oh. And with all dungeons, there are stray fairies to get. And this dungeon is also part of the Majora side quest. Or has one of the frogs in. So we got a lot to do. I will say right off the bat, I have really grown fond of the music in this place. And I like the aesthetic of this place. I like how industrial it feels. Like, there's just something really cool about this, like, water factory. And the music's very, like, weird. It's very, like, whimsical and mechanical. It's like a weird mix of whimsical and mechanical at the same time. And I really like that. Just checking there's nothing in these. I don't believe so. I think it's just hearts and things. Oh, there's another fairy. I shouldn't need more than one, though. Like I say. With all the heart pieces we've got, we should be fine. I believe, unless I'm mistaken, I have as many heart pieces as you can possibly have going into this place. I don't believe there's any side quests that I could have done that I haven't done at this point in the game. So that's 15.3 hearts that we've got at the minute. Now what you're supposed to do here is run along with a Deku stick. Or shoot arrows at them. Either one works. Although, with how my aim's been, I may have to use the Deku stick after all. Alright, fine, we'll do the Deku stick method then. It's gonna be like, oh, I don't have Deku sticks. Okay, actually, I'm gonna have to do this in, like, normally. Should be alright, as long as I get close enough to them to just do it like this. Which one isn't lit? Oh, it's because I'm not fast enough, I guess. Come on. Really? That didn't count? There you go. That was a lot harder than it needed to be. Am I going to have to already create restore points and things in this dungeon? I should not need to. Also, if you need to return back, the turtle can take you back if there's any reason you need to leave the dungeon. But yeah. Whoa, that's a huge water wheel. Alright. Now, what I want to do first in this room is take out this sculpture up there. Got one more shot to do this. Alright, fine. I guess we're doing it the old-fashioned way. Kill him. Then I need to pop on the stray fairy hat. Where is my stray fairy hat? This dungeon uses the Zora form quite a lot as well. Come on. Come to me. Thank you. I want the Zora mask next. Let's hop down here. Can pop the bubbles. You can walk into them or you can shoot them. But what we're doing now is we need to start moving all these switches. And this is basically the gimmick of this dungeon, is you're going to be pulling and pushing a lot of switches around to slowly but surely change the direction of the water. So the water's flowing one way and we need to get it flowing the other way. And doing this also activates water currents that we can then stand on top of to get more access further to through the dungeon. Yeah. So, as far as I'm aware, the reason people don't like this dungeon is because it's a lot of backwards and forwards and slow lever pushing. And I will agree the lever pushing is very slow and tedious, but I never really got the back and forth issue because I prefer a dungeon like this where it's a few rooms that you constantly interact with and constantly work through, as opposed to a dungeon like, say, the Ocarina of Time water dungeon that feels like you're never making progress in that one. Like, it always feels like, in the Ocarina of Time dungeon, everything's just, you're constantly fighting against everything. Did I not have to push that one? No, I didn't. Okay, I didn't need to push that one. Like, the Ocarina of Time Water Temple, the problem with that one is there's so many rooms and there's so much to do in that dungeon that it gets really tedious really quickly. Whereas this one, it's just a matter of figuring out how the room works. Like, this lever here just shows you push the water one way. It just shows you how the mechanic works, and you just need to push that bottom one. But they will get trickier puzzles as it goes along. But I guess it just comes down to, do you like your Zelda puzzles to be... Like, do you like a dungeon that takes you through a few rooms that change constantly, like this, or a dungeon where you go through a massive labyrinth with lots of rooms? I'm personally more of a fan of the smaller but more compact dungeons, where they have a lot to do in a few rooms, rather than ones where you're constantly lost and confused. Yeah. I get it. A huge water wheel is powering this thing. Yeah. Yes, it is. Okay. Now, what I want to do here is... I need that, and I need the... I'm going to grab the blast mask next. We're close enough? We're not close enough. Great. Okay. This should do it. Save a bit of time. Blow myself up. Grab the fairy. Alright. Now this room, we can only go down because there's a big block. Oh, no, there's not. No, there's a water there that we need to do something about. And we don't have the means for that yet. So we want to jump down, and we're going to go right to the bottom first. I want to just make sure I don't accidentally go into one of the rooms yet. So yeah, this room pushes you around a lot. And unfortunately, this pot right here is a pain to get, but we need the contents of this pot. But basically what we're trying to do is get to this pot here. I believe the easiest way to do this is to just... Yeah! Yeah, there we go. That's what I need. Come on, fairy. Come on. Ugh. No, I need that fairy. I need the fairy. Eesh. Unfortunately, you can't put the other mask on underwater. So I just gotta keep fighting the current until this stupid fairy decides. Okay, hang on. Okay, fine. Fine, we'll do it the proper way. Or the cheaty way. We're gonna go up, all the way to the surface. And the good thing is, the stray fairy mask works even if they're underwater. As long as they can move, it should come to us. Come along, little fairy. There we go. We've got 5 already. There's also a weird dungeon because you actually get a lot of the things very early on in the dungeon. So it's more of a working your way through. Like, if you're just going for the boss, this is actually a really easy dungeon. Like, this is actually a really easy dungeon if you just want to get the boss and you're not bothered about stray fairies. But that's not how we're playing. We want those stray fairies, so that's what we're going to go for. Oh, I don't have any magic, unfortunately. Any of these pots got any? You've got rupees, okay. Oh my god, come on. Okay, nothing there. That's fine. I would recommend as well, use the hook shot. Remember, the hook shot doesn't just go for things like panels. It works on anything wooden. So, you can definitely hook shot across to a chest. So yeah, I'd use that trick to help you out through this dungeon. There we go. And also remember, it is a projectile too. So you can even do stuff like this. Like, I'm not supposed to get over there yet. Actually, can I cheese this? Alright, well, that's fine. It's fine, we don't need to do anything in there. We just need some magic to continue. Come on. There we go. There we go. So this is all we've come in this room for, is just to grab that, the map and the chest there. But what we want to do next is blap, blap. Here we go. And we need to kill all those little guys in here. Come on, come on. Come on, off you go. Hey! Stop hurting me, stupid thing. Ooh. Where are the other two? Okay, there were like 4 of those things. Where have they gone? Oh, I hope I didn't accidentally mess something up here. There's supposed to be 4 of them. Oh, is it just this one up there that I have to kill? Let's get a bit closer to him. Yeah. Now you might be thinking, oh god, you're already on the night the first day. Well, to be fair, this dungeon shouldn't take up all my 3-day cycle. Like, it should take up a bit of it, but I should have plenty of time left. Oh my god. These little guys really want to fight. Where is he? Where is he? There he is. We want to get that guy. Yeah! Get a boomerang. Okay, fine. I'll punch and kick him. And that should do it. So when you kill all the little enemies, you unlock a chest in this room. So we're going to go up there, and this should be another stray fairy. Pretty simple room here. Not much to say. Alright. Now, the next thing I want to do is... Where is it? Down there. There's a pot. You can definitely tell I've played before to know. I just recommend, for first time playing, to just carefully look around the room for stuff like this. We don't have to jump down there because stray fairy mask. Oh, great fairy mask as it's called. Again, don't forget, hookshot can hook us across. We got a little guy here we need to deal with. You can run into him or you can hold your shield up and it'll bounce him back. Like an idiot, I chose the damage point. I chose the damage option. And there you go, that gives us the compass. What I want to do now, though, is I want to jump down here. Chop that arm off there. Grab our little chest here. And inside, we got a key. So the point of all of that was basically just to come through these areas to go get a key. I don't believe there's another... I think these enemies are just here to annoy you, more than they are to actually pose a threat. But yeah. Let's chop him down there. I don't like the way he looked at me. Yeah, this is also a good area for showing off what the Zora can do, if you haven't been using him before now. So you can punch and kick underwater. You got your little boomerang things as well, which are really handy. And they can do things like break pots, which you've seen me already use that a few times. So the point of coming through this first bit is just collecting some stray fairies, and more importantly, we wanted to get the key. And right now we can't go up there, but we want to remember this area because it'll become very important later on, this room. But right now we want to go back in here and we want to find the next place we can go. So follow the current around, see which rooms you can go through. So we can go in here, for example, where we got some clams. Yeah, I don't think I want to fight these guys, really. Nah. You know what? Nah, I'm leaving you. See ya. See ya, clam. There's not a lot we can do in this room at the minute. We want to just find... There it is. This little corner here. And just go up here. I'm going to hold my shield up here. Don't want to deal with him. But now... we can walk along the pipe to this door here, which is locked with a key, which is why we needed to go to that other room first. See what I mean by this dungeon, everything connects together. Which is why I quite like this dungeon. I think it's a very... Oh my god, smash the pot. I think this dungeon's really overhated. I think it's quite fun. I like this more than... I think this is a better dungeon than Snowhead, personally. My only thing I don't like, besides the Majora quest part in this dungeon, is I think this dungeon, the mini-bosses are really difficult. Like, these mini-bosses are very powerful. They do a lot of damage, and they are very long and tedious fights. Okay, we need that. So, okay. I want to try something. I've never tried this before, and I doubt it'll work or do anything. I'm going to try and fight this boss with a stone mask and see if it does anything. So, I don't remember the name of this mini-boss, but yeah. We basically just got to shoot the eye, which will be covered by all these bubbles, which is why I've equipped bombs, because we're going to use the bombs to try and get around to him. No, okay. Alright, Stone Mass doesn't work. Okay, that's good to know. I would recommend fire arrows as well, rather than regular arrows. Let's try the Blast Mask then. Yeah, as long as you get close enough to him when his eyes open and do any sort of damage move, it should hurt him. Fire arrows are better though than regular arrows because regular ones won't hit him through that. But yeah, this is a boss fight I recommend using a lot of bombs on. But like you can see here, it can get very messy very quickly, this fight. Okay, now we've got him into the phase 2 though. This is where I like to use spin slashes. To try and just clear away some of the eyeballs. As you can see here, he's not... That was actually one of the fastest fights I've ever had against him. He doesn't have loads of health, but it's a very annoying fight because of the little bubbles. Now you can see that I already took 5 hearts of damage from that one thing. And that was me bomb rushing him. So yeah, a bit of an annoying boss, but it's not too bad. That's the more annoying one though, I think, of the 2 mini bosses. Because I feel like the other one is strong, but you can work around him. But now, this should give us our main dungeon item. Just like that, we have ice arrows. Now you can freeze enemies and objects. Try it everywhere. Let that text be important to you. Try it anywhere. Like, everywhere. You can use the ice arrows on any bit of water that you see, and it will freeze it. You know, like, it needs to be, like, deep enough for it to do anything. But yeah, I like the ice arrows. I think they're used quite well in this version of the game. In the 3DS version, as with most things, they messed it up and made it worse, because in the 3DS version of this game, they basically made the ice arrows something that's just how they want you to use it, which I don't like that. I think it takes away the freedom. So what I mean is, in this version, you can shoot the ice arrows at basically any pool of water and it'll freeze it. You can do that for different tricks and things, and it lets you just try things out and come up with your own solutions. But in the 3DS version, they very much spell out where they want you to use ice arrows with sparkly water. And you can only use them on that specific sparkly water, which I really don't like that. It takes away the fun of the ice arrows in this. And to be fair, you only use the ice arrows a couple of times. Like, you use it in this dungeon a lot, and then you hardly use it after this. But it just feels like they had something really cool and they didn't want to do anything with it. Anything further with it. Which is a real shame, because I like how it handles it. But yeah, so the point of that room, we want to just go turn the lever there, because that's going to start to change the water direction that we need. But we need to turn more levers to get it all the way. So first room I want to go to is over here. We can now use the ice arrows on the water here. And we're going to make our way across. So you shoot the ice arrows at a bit of water. You create these little ice platforms you can walk along. You do have to watch out, because if you shoot them too close to an edge, they won't work. And I would recommend, if you fall off, push up. Push right towards the platform to jump back onto it. They do disappear as well after being on the floor for a little bit. So you do have to make sure you do things fast enough. But yeah. But there we go. So that should do this. And in here, we have this guy. One of these many blob enemies. But this is showing that you can freeze some of them if they're clear. I think you can freeze... I'm actually not sure. I think you can freeze all of them, but these clear ones are obviously the ones they want you to freeze. We want to get up here. I'm going to turn this big lever here. What? Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. I never knew that tip. Yeah, so they even give you a little trick. They even help you out there if you're not sure how to use the ice arrows. So yeah, you can freeze enemies with it. I already knew that though, so I'm just getting on with things. I'm going to put the Zora mask on because I want to be a Zora for this next part. But that has now changed to the direction of all the water in the dungeon. So anywhere where there's a current will now go a different way. But we've still got one more thing we need to do before we leave this hole. Before we go back to that main water wheel room. As even though we've turned the direction of the water around, we've still got things to do. How many stray fairies have I got? I have currently got 8 out of 15. I think that's as many as I can right now. Okay, I'll know if I've missed them because it'll tell me. I'll find out later in the dungeon. I mean, I could pop on my fairy mask, but I'm pretty confident I've got all the fairies at the minute in these rooms. Come on, shoot the floor. Also, if you're worried about the floor going out on you, you can shoot right next to the platform, as long as it's not too close to a bit of land, like right here. It was too close to land, which is why it wasn't working. But yeah, so let's use our fire arrows now to put out the ice. But honestly, this is a dungeon where if you're just going for the boss, you can see we're actually almost done. We just got to get the boss key and then go through there. So I really don't understand everyone's hatred of this dungeon, because I think this dungeon's really not that bad. But anyway, we have an old familiar buddy here. I think they're just called geckos. So what I want to do now, I'm going to equip the ice arrows. We want to hit him with an arrow. And he's going to go to the ceiling. Now what I want to do here is we want to shoot that. And get on straight onto locking onto him. Move around the bubbles, or else you'll hit the bubble and not him. And hit him with an arrow. I'd recommend watch the shadow, and if you see it start to expand or start to wiggle, it means it's going to come down towards you. I'd always recommend lock onto him before the bubbles fall to get your shot. Yeah, it's a simple little pattern, this boss. Just watch the bubble. As long as you hit it with the ice arrow, it should come crashing down. But as you can see, if you hit the bubbles, it doesn't work. The bubbles will block your ice arrows. Oh, oh no. Oh no, I got caught in the bubble. Oh, we get to see this. Oh, yeah. It's got a pretty good range on it as well, to be fair. Yeah, there you go. Okay, he's a gecko. But yeah, it just takes a few shots with arrows. I'd recommend the ice arrows for that fight because you need them anyway to smash the ceiling. To smash him off the ceiling. And they still do similar damage to the fire arrows. Yeah. Hello. Finally, the last frog. Go to the mountains. Silly frog. Yeah. This is actually one of the best runs I've done of this dungeon. Because usually the 2 mini-bosses do a lot of damage to me. But yeah. And believe it or not, that is the last mini-boss of this dungeon already. All things considered, it's pretty easy to find your way around this dungeon. Like, the problem with this dungeon isn't going to the boss. That's actually really easy. Like, the path to the mini-bosses is straightforward, and then the boss room, if you look at the map, you'll realise, oh, it's just a bit... I'll show you that, actually. You go, oh, okay, so it's from that main room. You just got to go across. So then you just got to figure out, oh, okay, then how do I go there? And that's where we're going to use the water current. So now that I've changed the water direction... Wait, have I changed it? Ah, okay, so I haven't quite finished with the water direction. We've turned the switches we needed to turn, but we still got another thing to do, and it's all about the main room. But you can't do this until you have ice arrows. Okay. Is it? Nope, okay. Watch out when you're jumping off a ledge in this room, because the game will always think, unfortunately, that you want to dive. Like that. So yeah, it can be a bit annoying, this room, to get around in when you're trying to go back. I could use the warp. I could walk back to the main room with my Song of Soaring, but yeah, I feel like I should be alright. I just got to get a good jump. Oh, come on. Fine. Whatever. Yeah, so we got to go back to the entrance room now, because we've got one more thing to change the water direction. And then we're going to just explore the second half of the dungeon. Because there's still a whole section we haven't yet been to. There we go. That's better. Oh, whoa, whoa. No, 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 not there. So we want to go back through here to the very start of the dungeon. Again, you need ice arrows before you do this. But, well, actually you don't, but you might want to go get those things first before you do all this stuff. But you do need the hookshot to do this, so... Oh, that's right, yeah, no, we needed to turn the red valve that'll turn on this fountain, that's why we couldn't do this earlier. Yeah, so, never mind, just make sure you've hit all the red valves first. In all those rooms that we could go to. Because that activates this fountain here, and then that opens our way over here. And now we will turn... Oh, doing all of that, the point of those rooms and all those valves we've been moving is... Now, we finally activate the red switch in this main room. And when we go to turn the water off, down here... When we turn this yellow one off, the red one will be flowing. And that means that we can... The dungeon will now flow in reverse. So it'll go the other way. In the water wheel room. Which allows us to then get to the rooms that we couldn't get to before in that main room. Now you don't have to do all of this to get the last... To get the other stray fairies that are in the rooms going on ahead, except for the ones that are in the room to the boss room, because this basically just opens up the way to the boss room more than anything else. But yeah, so if you're not going after the stray fairies and you're just doing this to doing the dungeons normally, this is where you just want to go to the boss room. But I'm going to show the stray fairies because we're doing a full 100% playthrough here. I would also recommend getting the stray fairies, because the reward from this dungeon is similar to the double magic, one of the best rewards you can get in the game. In fact, I'd say it competes. Like, it's pretty up there with... It's pretty neck and neck which one's the best reward. Between this dungeon's or the Snowhead one. Ooh, that was close. So, what do we do about this water flowing here? Well, with our new ice arrows, we'll be able to freeze it. So, we want to look up to where the water's flowing from, and we're going to freeze that hatch, which then opens our way up this ladder. So, this now is basically going to be just... Oh, actually, no, I think you do have to come through this way just to get the green valve going. Okay, never mind then. I don't know what I'm thinking. I thought you had to I was thinking for a moment you had to do this to get everything. Just for items. But no, this is also for getting into the other half of the dungeon. Because you need the green. You need the yellow and the green flowing. Okay, I want my Goron mask. Also, just like the Deku mask, if for some reason you need to, the Goron mask can be used to... if you fall in the water with the Goron mask, you'll go back... you'll revert... the room will go back to how it was before. Where do I want to go? I've got choices here. Let's go over here first. Just going to kill that little Tektite before he becomes a problem. And we're just going to go along this way until it doesn't allow us to do any more. This is exactly why I don't like the 3DS version of this dungeon, because, you know, I'm being a bit creative, I'm having fun working my way through this room. But the 3DS version, all the puzzle solving is basically non-existent because they just point where you can do the ice. Which I think kills the fun of the ice arrows in this game. Like, being able to choose where I want to put them is kind of what makes the ice arrows really cool in there. Like, the fact I can go, oh, I want to do it here, or oh, I'm going to freeze this bit here, and then do that. Now, I think you can just drop down, but I'm going to just create a platform. Yeah, no, I don't know if you can. I think you might be able to, if you get the ledge, drop down. Jump across. Now we want to push this lever, and this opens up the second half of the dungeon for us. But you need to do make sure you've also got the red one, the red water flow going as well. Just going to make sure we definitely aren't missing any stray fairies in here. Nope. Good. Okay. Let's grab the... Oh, no, what are you doing? Sorry, Luna. One of the cats started to walk along the keyboard. Little Luna. Did she press something? Okay. I don't know what she pressed. She pressed something. Still says I'm streaming. I'm guessing everything's still running fine. Someone will let me know if anything has gone wrong, right? Right? Okay. Anyway. Now then. Yeah, it says I'm still streaming, so as far as I'm concerned, everything's still running alright. Okay. Let's just double check. This is the right way, right? Yes, this is the right way I want to go. I believe I want to be down here. Or is this the boss room one? Is this the boss room one? Yes, it is. This is the... Okay, this is the way to the boss room. But that's fine. I might as well get this stray fairy while I'm here. Yeah, so this is where you go to get to the boss of the dungeon. But we're missing a room, and I'm trying to remember how you get there. Okay. Come on, along the pipe, along the pipe. If it'll let me get on the pipe. Ding, 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 ding. Thankfully, there's a wall here to help us out. Yeah. Ah, yes, we need to hit another green lever in order to... We need to hit another green lever, which will then move everything in this dungeon to where we need it. Did I already free the fairy? Let me check. I didn't think I did, but let's have a look. No, we didn't. There we go. Got our fairy. And then I want to pop the Zora mask on. And we're going to go underwater now. Now, for this one stray fairy here, it's a bit annoying to get. Because we got to pop the bubble first. That's the easy bit. But we also have to touch the fairy as we go up here. So, the best way I can recommend it is just walk towards it. Now, I need to get in this room here. Yes, this is the right one. Now, this takes us back to this room here. I believe there's somewhere else we want to go. Yes, that's right. So, we couldn't get to this room before because the water was pushing away from it. But now that we've got it all facing the right way, we can do this room. We can get in here. This room uses the ice arrows quite a lot, so we want to freeze that. I'm hoping I haven't been put too far down. Nope, perfect. Oh, come on. Ah, that's bad luck. Okay, fine. Fine, we will do this the long way. Now, this is one thing I think both versions of the game could have fixed that they didn't. I think you should have been allowed to equip both arrows together. Because having to keep switching between ice and fire is a bit annoying. Similar to how in Ocarina of Time you had to switch between the iron boots and the menu screen constantly. It's not as bad here because you only have to do it a couple of times. Oh my god. Stop. But we need to get on that lift first when it comes back down. And we need to freeze this, which we're going to do now. Perfect. Now the problem here is we need to do this twice because we need to do it here. Luna. Ugh, sorry. One of the cats is in here. What? Oh, she's looking around. Okay, she's just looking around. I thought she was in heat. Well, I mean, she is, but she's also just looking around. Okay. I keep messing this bit up. Can I do the other thing I want to do? No, I have to go across. Yeah, so what I was going to say is you have to... With this room here, you have to get up to this next part, and then you have to come back and do it again because there's a chest that we can only get. Oh my god, come on, Link. I'm blaming Link because it's not my fault. No. Because there's a little room over that way that we need to hookshot into. But when we do... Actually, can I do that? Let me see. Can I do that now? Or is this in the way? I think this is all in the way there. Yeah, I don't think I can get a clear shot at where I need to hookshot. Shoot the ice. I'm worried this might bring me a bit too low down now, because I took too long to shoot that. Let's see, where are we to everything? Can I get the... No, it's blocked off. Ugh, that's so annoying. So I gotta unfreeze it, and then I gotta melt it, and then freeze it again when it's high enough. Yeah. This is the room I don't like in the dungeon. Like, I don't think the dungeon's hard to figure out. It's just... Like, I know what I'm doing. It's just annoying because I have to keep freezing and unfreezing this water until I get it exactly right, what I'm trying to do. That should do it. Okay. I don't want to do this. So what we need to do... There is a chest in one of these rooms. Let me see. First of all, is there anything on top? No. So the idea is you're supposed to use the platform to ride over here, get stuff. But there's two chests. One of them is in that room down there. So I need to get away to shoot through there. And then the other chest, annoyingly, is in that gap up there. So we gotta also get to that one. And it does this really annoying thing where it thinks I want to dive in the water just because I'm trying to jump, but we don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the chests, and then I'm going to just do this all again. But unfortunately, you need to be at the right side as well for this. Okay. Can I do it from this side? Let me see if I can get a good shot from here. No, I can't see it, unfortunately. Okay. I'm just trying to really take my time. You know what? Just to be absolutely safe, I'm going to do a little save point. So if we mess anything up here, we can go back to this. There we go. So you want to stand up here. And you can see this chest. And not be stupid like me and miss that shot. Come on. There we go. Ugh. So now, let's get our reward. Alright. There are 3 stereo fairies to get. And I already know one of them is in this room. Because it's right down there. Can we reach it from here, though? I think we're too... yeah, we're a bit too... just slightly too far. Actually, can I just drop down to the ledge? You know what? Let's do it. Yeah, we can actually. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, come on. Really? We can't make that? No, we can make it. I think I'm just slightly off. There we go. That should do it. Yes! Give me my reward. Boop! We have 2 stray fairies to get, and I know where both are. And these, unfortunately though, to get these, we got to go through this last room, which means we got to unfreeze and then freeze this again to get across to that room over there. Yeah. Again, I do want to just stress, this dungeon is not... I really don't mind this dungeon. I think it's a little annoying having to keep freezing and unfreezing the water again and again, but honestly, I don't think it's this nightmare of a dungeon that everyone describes it as. Everyone says this is the one. This is the worst, one of the worst dungeons in the series, and I just don't see it. I think there are way more annoying dungeons in other games, and I think the water dungeon in Ocarina of Time is way more annoying because you've got to keep wandering around and around and around, so it's really easy to get lost. The mini-boss in that dungeon is really frustrating. It's a cool mini-boss, but it's a really frustrating one. And I feel like it's a dungeon that just goes on way too long. Whereas this is a nice, compact dungeon. It's very clear where I have to go, what I need to do, but it still challenges me enough with letting me just wander around and figure things out. But then again, maybe it's also just I've played a lot more Ocarina, so I think this is a way easier dungeon than the one in Ocarina of Time, because I don't play Ocarina very often. I don't exactly have the highest opinion of I mean, I don't mind it. I was playing it recently, actually, on the Switch, and it was quite fun, but it's just a very... I mean, I can sum up Ocarina's problem in one word. Slow. It's a very slow game. Like, a really slow game, and I don't like my games slow. I like them nice and fast-paced. Or if they're going to be slow, they've got to hook me in with everything, and I don't think Ocarina does it as well as people say it does. But this is a Majora's Mask, not Ocarina of Time. I can moan about Ocarina any other time. So, what we want to do is... I need to find the right one. Is it that one there? Yes, I think it is. That one there. And I did it wrong. I did this wrong immediately. That's a good start. So what we're going for in this is... It's similar to the previous room where we're freezing and unfreezing the water. But we've got to ride these seesaws up to go get the last stray fairy. That's all this room's just for the last stray fairy, because we already have the boss key and everything. And I believe so, unless I feel like I'm forgetting something in this dungeon. I feel like it's to do with the what I do in this dungeon. Oh my god. Okay, can you not? Thank you. Okay, I need to stun. That's right, okay. I'm just sort of remembering my way through this room. I gotta shoot this. I think what I'm doing here is I need to push this swish. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, you do have to come through this way, never mind. To do the boss. Because this is how you unlock that pipe, that last pipe that will get you to the boss room. So forget what I said about not having to come to these rooms. You do have to come to these rooms. It's just... It's not too bad to figure them out, though. Like I say, like, this is it. This is the last room we're going to be coming to in the dungeon. We've found all the stray fairies. There's just the one that's in this corner of the room. And then we just got to go off to the boss. And honestly, this isn't going to be a super, super long stream. Unless I have an awful... You know what, I'm not going to say anything because I could have an awful time against the boss. Also, let me try my little trusty little stone mask here. Just gonna inch my way forward. Boop him off. Now, because I have the stone mask on, he actually didn't notice me. So what we need to do for this... Link's a bit too short, so we need a taller Link. Like his Zora form. Now, the nice thing here is the wall is a good... You can hug the wall here to just get across. And what we're supposed to do is just drop down here, and then boom, we're done with the... Go to the boss. But if you want that stray fairy, we want a hook shot across to the last chest of the dungeon here. Whee! Boop. And there we go. We are done with all the dungeons. With all the... Not the dungeon. With all the stray fairies. And just to prove, if you look on our minimap, nothing's left. We've got everything we needed. Now, all we've got to do is make our way back through. Oh, yeah, all we got to do now is just make our way back. Through the dungeon. To that water wheel room. And look, we get a nice little shortcut here that takes us right back to where we need to be. So if I can just get it to put Link through here. We can go through this, and we're going to go down to the bottom. To the boss room. And since we already got the stray fairy in here, we can just go for the boss. So yeah, we are an hour and 30 minutes in, and I'm already at the boss of Great Bay. And this is just where I want to say one more time that don't let people... Oh, okay, what the hell? That's weird. Don't let people put you off the game because of this dungeon. Because, as I'm showing in this part, it's really not that bad. It's a little back and forthy, but honestly, you will find your way through this dungeon. Do you not... Oh my god, you don't. Nope. You know what? Forget what I said. You actually don't even have to do that last bit. I don't think you do, because this is it. This is the pipe that opens up the end of the dungeon. Maybe I'm just forgetting something, but yeah. Jump across. Onto this. Line it up. Jump across. Alright, so what do we need for this boss? We need... Weirdly enough, this is a boss where all you need is regular arrows and your Zora mask. When you feel good and ready, let's go in. And let's make this dramatic. Yeah! Boop. And now, it's time for the Great Bay boss. This boss gave me a lot of trouble when I first played this game. And he can be a bit tricky, but I've kind of learned a bit more about him. I don't mind him. The 3DS version of this boss sucks. I'll say that right now. I hate what they did to this boss in the 3DS version, as I do most things in that version. But that version, to just put it quickly, it's a long boss. But anyway, this is Gargantuan Masked Fish. George. George. It's George the Fish. So how does this boss work? How do we beat George? Well, you want to look for where the bubbles are, because that tells you George's location. You want to not do that, because I've already messed up. Oh. Okay, he's going to hurt me a bit. That's fine. So, George will swim around, and he'll try and take a bite out of you. If he gets you, it does about 2-3 hearts of damage, so you do want to watch out for George. I would recommend wait till he attacks first. Because he basically just knocks you over. It doesn't do any damage. It's just to try and push you in the water. You want to fight on the land as much as possible. Keep an eye on where he is. And you want to shoot an arrow at him. Not a hook shot. An arrow at him. Okay, I'm having really bad luck here with my aiming. And if you hear that sound, that roar noise, it means you've hit him. So you want to jump in and use your Zora's magic attack. And then when you've done that, you want to try get away from his... Oh, I hit him again. Wait. Did I just hit him again to the... Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. Okay. So you hit him with a magic attack and then you're supposed to get back onto the land. New tip, because I've just found this out. You can attack him if you're fast enough with that magic attack again. Oh, great. However, when he bites you, you can't get out of it. So you just got to wait till he drops you out to get back onto the land. You can try dolphin jump up, but it's not always the most reliable. You might be able to use the dolphin... I'm thinking now, you might be able to just use the dolphin boomerangs to fight him. Ah! Okay. Where's George? There he is. There he is. I see you, George. But yeah. This is the fight, though. Just basically keep an eye on him. If he gets close enough where you can lock onto him, jump in the water. Watch out for the little fish, because they could be a bit annoying. Okay, good. You can just punch him. Yeah, you can also just punch him. You don't have to do the magic attack. So if you're out of magic, just use your... Just punch him. But yeah, the toughest thing about George is just keeping a track of where he is. When you've attacked him. That's the thing I find hardest about this fight, is just making sure I don't accidentally fall in and get hit again. But I recommend stay close to the middle of the arena. He can occasionally jump out, but he hasn't done it yet. I'm going to let him attack for now. And his little fish can sometimes hop up as well. Although they're also being really nice to me. But this is it, really. He's not that hard of a boss. He's just a bit of a... Just a matter of keeping an eye out. Move around. Oh my god. Ooh, he's come up to the surface. Cheeky little George. Yeah. I'd say he's not too bad. He is doing a lot of damage, but because I've got so many hearts... What the... Okay, that was weird. Okay, I'm going to go for something here. Okay, it did not work. Okay, but I know you can hit him. There's no magic around, is there? Yeah. Oh, no, there is. Oh, good. There is actually magic pots. Yeah, so if you need magic, there are magic pots around the sides of the arena. You want to watch out for George, though, because Yes, he's trying to go for a bite here. I do have a fairy, so I should be fine. Even if he does... Come on! Hit him, hit him! Okay, fine. We're just going to do this normally, because trying to rush at him is just getting myself killed. Yeah, I'm going to die here. No! Thankfully, we have that fairy. I'm very glad I grabbed now. So if you die and you have a fairy in a bottle, it'll bring you back. Oh, it doesn't give all you... Okay, good to know. So yeah, I'm not doing a very good job against George, but you get the pattern. Where is he? Where are you, George? So what makes the 3DS... I might as well talk about the 3DS one while I'm doing this. Why do I hate the 3DS version of this fight? Well, they basically made it so... In the first fight, the first phase is the same, and it's fine, it's fun. It's this, just shoot him a few times, hit him with your magic. The second phase, he knocks the platform down, and you have to now hit him with mines that he brings up, and that's where my problem in the fight comes, because trying to pop the bubbles that make the mines fly into his mouth is really awkward, because he'll suck them in, but you have to hit the little bubbles while swimming, and because of the controls of you having to use the magic and hold the other button, it's really awkward. Like, I don't like this fight in the 3DS one. I think I like what they attempted, but I don't think it's very interesting, and it's very tedious. It's not the worst boss in that version, but it's one of the worst. But yeah. But anyway, that is George defeated. Grab some more arrows. Let's grab George's remains. You've just freed the innocent body that this dark mask had kept imprisoned within the body of evil George. I'm sure his name's Georg, but as far as I'm concerned, this is George. We are fighting George. But yeah, I don't take my stream as the perfect fight against him, but basically just stay near the middle, shoot an arrow when you can. We just want to lend your power if you just... Anyway, yeah. And you'll take care of him. If you just leave things as they are, something terrible will happen to this world. Surely you're the ones who can stop it. That's what Tail was trying to tell us. Help our friend. Oh, just having a drink after all that. I get it. We have to help the last one. Then promise us this. You'll cooperate with us. There you go. So, doing that helps Great Base somehow. I think it lowers the curse of the water or whatever. No, I can continue resting in peace. I too must abide the laws of ancient times and again merely watch my deep slumber. But the evil that haunts this land has not completely vanished. Gary, I shall depart after enjoying Lulu's voice a little bit longer. I think the gods can permit that. Sure. Alright. Now I'm just going to quickly show off a little scene. You don't get anything for this, but I figure it's a good way to end my little time in the Zora area. Okay, so once you have defeated George, you can go over to the stage. And you'll see Lulu here. What have you been doing? You're late, Macau. Oh, guess what? Lulu's voice, she's got it back. Oh, cool. Macau, you came back safely. That's good. I was surprised when my voice turned that lonely island into a turtle. But that song you played for me, my mother used to sing it often, long ago. Those eggs were laid to remind me of that. That song was from when I was a very young child, so I'd forgotten it. I've put you through some horrible experiences, Macau, but I'm all better now. Well, the town concert is very soon. Let's start our rehearsal. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the song that we taught the band in that side quest. You don't have to do the side quest to get this. I don't believe so, unless someone wants to prove me wrong in the comments. But yeah, it's a cute little scene. It just shows they've learnt the song, and when we get to the credit sequence, they will play that song. But yeah. So that's all done. Now I could warp out of here, but there's one last thing I want to do in the Zora area before we are officially... Well, there's two things we want to do in Great Bay. And one of them is right near the Zora domain. Now, you still can't swim across the dungeon. If you try to swim there, it'll just send you back. But the reason I did that is because I want to get over here for something that I need to go get. Because we've got all them stray fairies, but where's the fairy, the great fairy that gives us our reward for the dungeon? Well, if we go across this bit here, jump across these platforms, grab your hook shot, come on, inch, yeah, forget, just, come on. Will this work? Yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh, you stupid bird. So when I hook shot over here, all the way across these little islands, and you'll see there's a rock over there. We want to go over to that big rock. When I land my hook shot. There we go. Thank you. Make sure I don't miss these jumps. And we're going to use our trusty little blast mask, because who needs bombs when you have a bomb on your face? I'm going to actually not hurt myself for once with the blast mask. And with all our fairies collected, we can get our reward for the third dungeon. The Marge Simpson of Great Fairies with her blue hair. Or purple, depending on what colour you want to call it. I think it's more purple, actually, but it looks blue. Oh, courageous young one, I am the Great Fairy of Courage. Thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal. As thanks, I shall lend you my strength. Show us that courage. So, as always, she'll top us all the way up. And you'll see the little white outline now around our hearts, which is a very good thing. What did we get? Your defense has been strengthened. Enemies now do half as much damage as before. Come see me whenever you're overcome by weariness. So yeah, so the reward for the Great Fairies in Great Bay, the Stray Fairies in Great Bay, is double defense. Enemies now do half as much damage to you, which is an incredible reward, and I highly recommend it if you want to make the game a little bit easier on yourself. Definitely worth going after. Especially because some enemies in the final dungeon can hit really hard. But alright. We've got the... So we've done the Stray Fairies. What's next for us? Well, we've got two more things to do this part before we finish up. And I will use a suspend point just as a backup here in case I mess this up. So what we're going to do is I want to get my Zora mask and I want to get my hook shot. And we want to go across to this patch of land over here. Hello, Luna. I've got all the cats in one room today. They're all just sleeping. Except for Luna, she's wandering around looking for somewhere to rest. It's not the light like we want. We want this boat right here. So let's have a look at what this says. Please ride the boat to the Fisherman Island to inquire about playing. What did it say? The Fisherman's Jumping Game. So if you want to do this minigame, you have to save Great Bay, or else this minigame, this boat won't ever be here. So this is the one side quest you have to do after Great Bay without going back in time. So I recommend just do it as soon as you've beat Great Bay. But this boat will take us over here to this fisherman here. You may recognize from the fishing shop. This fisherman, the one who gave us the seahorse, will now run a minigame for us to do. And you want to... Oh, come on. Hook shot your way up here. So I'm going to just quickly create a suspend point. I'm just going to take a quick little tiny break. I'll be back in a moment. Oh, just bear with me. And I'm back. Just needed a bathroom break. Alright. Now that the seas are back to normal, I've started a little business aimed at tourists. If you pay 20 rupees, I'll invite you to a jumping game that has a really big prize. If you're up for it, go to that island in the center. Okay. So what we want to do... Wow, okay. Glad I created that suspend point. Is not jump in the water. So you need 20 rupees for this. And this is going to test our jumping skills, which, based on how that went, is a problem. So we're going to create a suspend point because I don't want to have to keep... It's just to save time. But yeah. Oh, you're up for it. Now then, I'll explain the rules, so listen carefully. I'm going to light the torches on each of the surrounding 4 islands in a particular order. Jump to the island that has the lit torch. If you can jump to it before the torch goes out, you'll get 1 point. If you get 20 or more points within the time limit, you'll get a big prize, but it'll cost you 20 rupees for 1 try. Yes. So, if you've ever played Mario Party, any of the older ones, there's a really... this is really familiar to you. But basically, we're jumping to all these platforms. And you want to get to them before the torch goes out, or else that happens. Now, despite the time limit, I would recommend really carefully take your time with this. Like, it's tricky because you want to be quick, but you also want to make sure you're actually making the jumps, or else if you fall off, you have to redo the minigame again. But you have to go back on the boat. It doesn't just put you back on. the islands, which is really annoying. So that was our little test attempt. You can wear the bunny hood to help you with this, but I do find sometimes it messes me up more than helps me. My biggest tip is just use the triggers to turn the camera around to try and help you out. But yeah, I don't like this side quest. I always feel like the jumping's just really annoying. This is where Zelda's also came. Jumping isn't the best. So we want to get 20. Oh, okay. Oh, it's going to be one of these. Of course, it's this minigame that gives me the trouble. And bear in mind, this is me doing it with the save system. Without this save system, I'd have to keep jumping back on again and again. So yeah, I'm going to just wait for that one to go. Oh, okay. Sometimes, if you don't think you're gonna make it, sometimes your best strategy is a good strategy is to just wait for it to go and then wait for the next one. Oh my god! Okay, all right. I'm gonna start saving after each one because it's gonna be one of these, and I want to just get a move on with this. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna cheat out. I mean, we're already cheating a bit through this, but we're not gonna cheat all the way through. Oh my god. See, this is what I don't like about this minigame, is it's so easy to accidentally clip the tiniest bit off the ledge if you don't jump right in the middle. I've had it before where I messed up this game so many times that not only did I run out of rupees, but I was just like, I actually got to like the final hours and I was like, are you actually kidding me with this? Okay, I need to calm down. I'm getting all flustered now. So there we go. See, like there, I'm not going to make that. I don't know why I jumped there. Now, I believe if you jump to him, it'll just start the whole minigame over again. See, I'm not going to the side. I don't know why it's doing that. Come on. I can do this game. We beat George. We can do anything. I'm gonna wait for the next one. That one. There. Oh. Oh my god. It's like... it keeps catching like the edge of it and then I just fall down. Like, come on. Yeah, that's also the other problem is if you're not running, sometimes the game doesn't read your run. Really? No, I had that. Wait for the next one. Oh, I've got the camera all wonky now. Okay. I made that. Come on. No, I made that jump. Come on. Halfway there. I don't think I'm going to make this though in time. Nope. Okay, forget what I said. Rush through this game. I'm going to actually try it with the bunny hood, because I'm now wondering if my own advice is wrong. And the bunny hood would help us more. I just don't like the fact that it's how accurate you gotta be in this. The jumping is really awkward in this one minigame. And like, I don't know what it is, but I just have always had issues with this particular minigame. We can do this. Let's do this. We are almost done with everything in this part. I don't want this to be the thing that I struggle with. Yeah, okay, go with the bunny hood after all. Just watch how far you push forward, because of that. That's what I don't like about the bunny hood on this. That was a 1 in 2 chance. See, it just... oh, it does my head in this minigame. Also, once you've got the bunny hood on, or whatever you're not able to take it off in this minigame. So just bear that in mind as well if you do it this way. Yeah, forget me saying you don't have to rush it, rush it. As I put my foot in my mouth. Come on. Oh, this is not that hard, but I'm making it look a lot worse than it is. What the? I'm not pushing forward. I swear to God, it just double hops me for some reason sometimes. Okay, no, it does work. Okay. There we go. 1. See, I'm not... okay. Also, sorry about the hammering. The next door's doing something. Okay. 1. See, I literally don't push further forward. That's why I think it's when you roll, when you're moving too fast towards a ledge, that it just reads it as an extra hop. That's just me missing the thing. But yeah, I'm doing it this way. I'm doing it with the restore points because I hate that every time you've messed this game up, it sends you all the way back on the boat again and again. So all I'd be losing is just time. And I don't need that. You know, if I'm playing on my own, fine, fair enough. I'll just keep doing it normally. But if I'm doing it for people to watch, I don't want people watching over and over again. Just me dropping off the edge. And having to go back on the boat over and over. Alright. What I'm doing is I'm letting go of the stick if I've made the jump. See, as soon as I speak, I mess it up. I'm letting go of the stick as soon as I land on the platform, so it just to try and prevent myself from double jumping across. Yeah, this is where Zelda's all the problems of auto jumping comes in with Zelda. Okay, you didn't want to fall off that time, did you? Oh, I didn't fall. Huh. How generous. Nearly. You know what? Hold on. Get back to the middle one. I'm going to just create a save point here. This far into the game. Then at least I know if I mess up, I can just start halfway through the game again. But let's keep going. Nope, I picked the wrong one. Now it's that one. I don't believe there's a pattern, by the way. I think it's just random which one it'll go to. Oh my god. Oh, what? Really? You're doing this now? Has it just got stuck? Nope. Okay, it actually has changed. You only need 20, so as soon as you get 20, you can stop. I just like to try and... I want to just get 21 to be sure. Do I trust it? Of course. Of course, right when I'm like, oh, let's go for it. No, really? 21. Also, even if you get the score and then fall off, it's like, nope, doesn't count. And I really hate that. But yeah, that's the game. Thankfully, once you've done it once, you don't have to do it again. Now, you'll see we have 17 hearts. So, that's really good, right? Well, yeah, because all we've got left is one boss heart to get, and then 8 heart pieces to get, which... Let me think now. I know where 3 of them are. We'll get 1 from this last little side questy thing we're going to do right now. And then that's it. And then the last 4 heart pieces are at the very end of the game. So we are completely on track for everything. And aside from that horrible jumping minigame, it's been a pretty smooth part. All things considered, we've got everything, all the side quests basically done now. So I'm just going to go deliver the frogs, and then we'll be finishing up. Because we've got a lot to do in the next part. And it'll be a full, probably a full 3-day cycle. Depending on how quick I get everything done in that. But now, where are they? There they are. Once you have the Donjuro side, once you've got all the frogs spoken to, pop on the Donjuro mask, and let us speak. Well, if it isn't the great John Jarrow. Shall we sing once more? Yes. The conducting was spectacular, and all of our members rose to the occasion. This is how deeply we were moved by your spectacular conducting. And there you go. We got a heart piece. Let us do it again sometime. So yeah, you do all that just for some frogs to sing. Now, I know I could start the next area of the game. I could go do that, and I could be like, oh, let's go do all this stuff. But I actually think it'll be more interesting. And I think rather than making this a longer part and me going off and doing all this other stuff, I'm going to leave the next part of the game until my next live stream, because I feel like we've done enough. We've beat a bot, we've beat a dungeon, we beat a boss, we've got a few little side quests done as well. Feels like a good point to wrap things up here. So I'm just going to see if I can deposit any more rupees before the end of the cycle. Yeah, no. Yeah, so we've actually got so many rupees deposited, we are no longer allowed to put them in our savings. But yeah, so just to show off quickly how we're doing. We've got 3 masks left to find, which are all in this next area of the game. So that's almost all done. I'm just thinking about which ones are left. Yeah. So they're all in the to do with the next part of the game. We've got 1 arrow upgrade left to get. 2 items here, which I don't remember what they are. I know one's a bomb chew, and I don't remember what the other one is. Bomb chews are just an item you can get which will be shown off near the end of the game for a required moment with them. And this is a different item. They're just quest things. We've got all the bottles. We've got all the arrow and bomb upgrades. The map's almost all filled out. All we're missing now is the Ikana map, which we've started exploring. We've been to Ikana Canyon, but we'll properly introduce that next part. And if we just quickly look in here, you'll notice everything's complete. We have everyone marked. All the events are marked off and done. And we have one piece of heart with 3 more to find to get our 18th heart piece, which I know they are in the next part of the game. We've got 3 of the 4 dungeons done. And we have one last song left to find, which will be our... Basically, if you got onto the theme, each area gives us a song that leads us to the dungeon of that area. So yeah, I think this is as good as a place to play the Song of Time. So Great Bay's all done. We've saved Great Bay. We've got all the items that we can up to this point in the game. This is about as productive as we could be for this part of the game. So I'm just going to play the Song of Time. Go save at the owl statue. And then that'll be the end of the stream. So, as I'm wrapping up, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Tattle's just going to tell us where to go now. The quickest way to the canyon is through the east gate. Okay, cool. So yeah, next time we play Majora's Mask, we will be finally exploring the Ikana area of the game for real. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you all take care and have a good evening.